What's going on, everybody? Zach Conway here, back again with another review. Today I'm going to be talking about a film I saw at the Toronto International Film Festival this year, Train Dreams, directed by Clint Bentley. Now, Clint Bentley co-wrote this movie with Greg Kuidar. If that name sounds familiar to you, it's because he directed a film called Sing Sing that came out last year that I really enjoyed. And I had heard about this movie because it debuted at Sundance this past year. People compared it to The Brutalist because it had Felicity Jones. I forgot to mention the cast list. It stars Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, and Carrie Condon, William H. Macy as well. Will Patton does the narration. Best use of narration I've heard in a movie in a very long time. They use the narration really well in this movie. It's the story of Robert Grenier, played by Joel Edgerton, in an absolutely soul-churning performance. This man puts his heart out on the line the whole movie, and you're with this guy the whole movie. And if the performance doesn't work, then the movie doesn't work. And thankfully, Joel Edgerton is just like a phenomenal actor and carries this thing on his shoulders. And I specifically want to shout out, there are a few moments of like quiet emotionality that Grenier goes through in the film that Edgerton plays just wonderfully. I have to say, I saw this movie with about like 4 hours sleep on like day 5 of a festival. And so I feel that my review might not be as well. I liked the movie for sure, but I'd like to watch it again in a proper setting. I heard that when they release this film at the end of the month, they're going to do 35 millimeter prints for it, and I really hope I get a chance to see that because the cinematography in this is absolutely jaw-dropping. There are moments that just had my jaw on the floor. Like I said, Felicity Jones plays Robert Grenier's wife. She has limited screen time, but with what she has, she makes an impact. And it honestly is kind of funny. I'm going to point this out as well, that Joel Edgerton and Felicity Jones, well, Felicity Jones ended up being in The Brutalist, and Joel Edgerton was the original choice for Laszlo Toth in The Brutalist. So it's kind of funny that Felicity Jones and Joel Edgerton are now working on this movie that is about kind of like a man in an era where things are changing, although this is a bit of a different setting and a bit more of a different vibe than The Brutalist. But I just wanted to point out that fact. But I really enjoyed this movie. I thought that the emotional center was just beautiful, and you don't really get movies like this anymore. It's very quiet, very introspective type of films. I also want to shout out William H. Macy's performance. He, as well as Felicity Jones, is very brief. A lot of the characters that Robert meets on his journey it's almost like little vignettes through the film. William H. Macy is in one of them, and I just thought his scenes with Joel Edgerton were absolutely incredible and some of the most emotionally powerful moments in the film. I want to shout out a moment I had during the screening of this movie. Well, no, it wasn't the screening, sorry. Slight spoilers for this film. If you don't want to know the ending of Train Dreams, then turn the video off. I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 on my rating scale. Please go check it out. But I really don't want to ruin the ending of this movie for you. But if you have seen the movie, then you can listen on, and hello. I want to tell a story. So I saw this movie, like I said, on like day 5 of the festival. It was my second screening. I had just seen The Testament of Anne Lee. It literally went from like Mona Fastvold leaving the stage at Anne Lee to the introer at Train Dreams, like introing the movie as I walked in. Like it was no break in between the films. And so I had only gotten about 3 hours sleep before the film. And like I found it initially kind of it meandered. as I was watching the movie, I'm like, I really don't understand this. And then as the movie went on, I'm just like, I get it now. And you're with Joe Edgerton on this journey of loss and heartbreak that he goes through. And the moment that really made this movie click for me was the moment in the plane at the end. He, in the newspaper, sees somebody that is offering the chance to fly in an airplane. And the narrator explains that he's never been in the air before. And so we follow him on this airplane ride, and the camera is tight on Joel Edgerton's face, and he fills the frame, and we just see this man's emotions just get to him completely. And as like that is like essentially the climax of the film. And like leave as the movie ended, I'm like, oh, that was cheap. And then I was sitting on the train on the way home, and I thought about it for a bit, and I just started to get emotional to the point that I just started to cry. And so I guess this movie did its job. I really, really enjoyed it, and I hope that people get to see it when it hits Netflix. I believe it hits Netflix December 7th, I want to say. I know it hits theaters at the end of the month, like I said. If the TIFF Lightbox is doing prints of it, I hope I get the chance to see it. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5 on my rating scale. Please go see this movie. Also, I just realized, as I wrapped up, I forgot to say I really enjoyed Carrie Condon in this film as well. I think her performance is incredible. But yeah, like I said, thank you for listening to me ramble about Train Dreams. I really, really enjoyed this one, and I hope that other people do as well. And I hope you enjoyed my story. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Toodles.